We welcome you to Project Fusion, a project done with the aim of enhancing religious coexistence in the country, organized by the Interact Clubs of Thurston College, Sujata College, SPM, and Hindu College of Colombo. Today we have Father St. Jude Nicholas with us today. I should also mention that he is currently doing an amazing job and a generous deed by looking after the cancer patients of Sri Lanka. Father, my first question to you is, what is your definition for religious coexistence?
Yeah, we are very much grateful to the boys at Thurston and the rest of the colleges you mentioned. First of all, that basically we must understand that we are the Easterners. So almost all four religions are based, born in the Eastern the area. We are like the people much more religious than anybody else in the world today. So in that case, I believe that the Asians, we are the bounden duty of are coming together and then going out, and the religious coexistence that have been there right from the very beginning in the country's existence. And we are the Sri Lankans, we are more tight, the people coming together in all occasions, times of prayer and the times of worship and the times of interactions and the times of for any of the social events, times of cultural activities like. So every time that all four religions, people come together for a time of peace and environment.
Thank you, Father. As a father, you have a good relationship with the citizens of our country. Could you tell us what kind of an opinion people have on other religions except for their own?
Yeah, we must have basically a respect for any of the religions in the Western, the Eastern, the bloc. Like as I said at the beginning, in my introduction, this is the the coexistence, like what you said, and I have been working right from the very beginning too with all four religions. Not only that we come together at certain occasions for a time of prayer, but when in working together, we have many more events of coming together than just for the time for the religious services like. So whenever we come together, like in either in the town or the village, we have many more like communitarian activities. The people come in like different communitarian worship and prayer. The times that the people come together. So these are the times I believe that I had this opportunity of coming together with all four religions and the religious leaders, which basically I believe right from the time that I studied in Kandy too, I had a relationship with the Buddhist monks. In fact, I had a more relationship with the Buddhist monks than anybody. So this great relationship had enhanced the fellowship and the relationship that we must have when in living. So this really enable us for better understanding and for any of the communitarian activities like. And when people come together in different occasions, so we have had many more opportunities of blessing and talking to the people, the importance of coming together.
My next question is, have you taken an action or procedure to uplift religious coexistence in the society?
Yeah, just to tell you that I have been working first in Negombo. Negombo area is like basically the Catholic area, but we have a lot of temples and we have also other religious the temples like. But later on I came to Paliagoda area. Also I had the opportunity of coming together with the Buddhist monks. Basically we are the Kalaniya temple. And then later on I joined came to Maharagama, which are more work than ever, because basically this Maharagama areas are more Buddhist areas. So we have had number of opportunities of the Buddhist monks and I come together for social activity and for the social welfare activities. And also we had like even in my Maharagama area we have 2 police divisions, like we have just close up to like 50 or 55 temples. There we got the opportunity of meeting the Buddhist monks and other religions too. The religious leaders went in different activities like in the area. We have been influenced by these people to come together, and then that had really helped us for a better understanding in those certain areas. Like.
Pause. मैं वन recording conflicts due to the lack of coexistence is a little bit symbolic in our society. My question is, Father, have you ever first-hand witnessed such a situation?
Not so much like, but to tell you that I have been the parish priest of Katuapitiya, where we had the bomb blast some time back, and the conflicts, from time to time, there is the rise, like time to time, like little groups making unnecessary, unhealthy situations and events like. But basically, I believe that the majority in not taking the side of the minority, like the small the groups like. But little here and there, just with misunderstanding maybe, or could be that they have been pushed by some other force, or could be like that these people, because of going back once again to the fundamentals, like so we have here and there, but we must always come together like the groups like you. If we can start like in the colleges and the schools, like those are the areas, like I believe that you can enhance this beautiful coexistence and the importance of the religious environment, because the world becoming more and more secularized. Now in the secular world, that the people think that we don't need a religion. So this is the problem today, I believe. Then the people think that we don't want any other religions, very particularly the young boys and the girls. So the groups like you would encourage young boys and the girls, but still there is always the necessity that must be religious, and also to adapt themselves to the religious principles, and the cultural, the atmosphere, background, and the fear of deity and the fear of God, and the fear of the religious leader, like. So this would, I believe, might create a better environment than the little here and there, the environment that we have had some time back.
Father, as we all know, Sri Lanka has a certain culture embedded in it. Also, we know that all religions have their own unique cultures. As a leader, what would you say about the way these different cultures interact with each other?
Yeah, that very recently His Holiness Pope written an encyclical which enhanced the fellowship and social relationship, which I believe that at present that I have been reading this book, the social relationship. The social relationship in the encyclical, the book that written by His Holiness, describe that the religious principles of all four religions must get adopted, like come together and work and for the better environment of any of the countries in the world today. Because we have had, like in going through the map of the world, practically in all the countries, like in each country, like in the map, there is a conflict somewhere or other. So in that case, so there is a necessity and a dire necessity, I believe, at this time, because the world is getting more secularized. So then allowing the young boys and the girls getting more secularized and say at last that we don't need any of the religion. So we must come together at by no time, come together for social interaction, and that the people will once again come back to the religious principles, what they have been got themselves adopted from like the small days, like the parents who had taught us, have a better understanding. So much cherish once again, bring back again, and that I believe another new society would come up with inculcating the new religious values, than not to say that we don't need a religion.
My next question is, what can the citizens of Sri Lanka do religiously to enhance coexistence in this country?
Yeah, now there is an awareness. We are very much grateful to all the religious leaders. There is an awareness because of the certain things that happen, because of the certain events which will not help us, because of the certain occasions and the certain incidents which also distract and took the society back. So we are much more aware than at present than ever. Also that everywhere, every religious leader now speaks of the coexistence than ever, because there is a threat. I don't say that we don't have threats, like everywhere now in the world have produced number of threats. The world will tell us that we don't need to have the fear of God, like. But yet, if we can come together, because the Easterners are much more responsible part than the Westerners, because the Westerners might, for them the religion would be a subject, but for the Easterners, I personally believe that religion is a life for us. For any other people here in this part, we consider religion as a life. But I believe the Westerners is only a subject for them, like in the classroom could be a subject. But we are much more responsible.
What kind of actions would you take to protect religiously valued monuments in the country?
Yeah, that as I said, like at the my earlier answer also, there is a growing necessity. We have, like, in fact, the Buddhist monks take leadership, and we also follow them, because we are a minority. We are a group within the larger group. We are a small percentage, like. So we also learn the fundamental truths of all other religions, like basically for us in Sri Lanka we have the Buddhism, so we have the basic the principles of the truth, basic principles of the realization. I believe that we also must get themselves adopted, so that we will have a better understanding. Also we have now the religious leaders, basically the Buddhist monks, they take leadership today, inviting us also to come together, and all other religious leaders to come together than what happened in the history. So there is, like what you said, the growing necessity, and the religious leaders now had a better understanding than earlier that we must come together once again and for a better world and for a better environment of the people to live. Otherwise, we will have like crop up problems, conflicts will come time to time. There is like from time to time unrest, and the problems come to the surface. And the religious leaders, now we are very much grateful to His Eminence also. He takes a major role of inviting Buddhist monks and all the religious leaders to come together for a better environment in Sri Lanka. So he is also much in favor of what the Mahasangha preach and the Mahasangha talk about the non-violence and the peace and the justice. So basically the Christian and we, the Catholic priest, we are also hand in hand with the Mahasangha, inviting each and every member of the society and the country once again to look back, see if there is a misunderstanding, that we will delete. If we think that we have relationship like, so we'll stop it once again. And after a time of reconciliation, like, we all will come together and work, because there is a necessity today in the society and very particularly in Sri Lanka that all religious leaders must come together and making an environment for the citizens to live peacefully. Otherwise, we will have conflicts over and over again. Like any other country, like you see in the map, we have. Now, this present day era is an era of like the unrest and certain like racism, so could be like fundamental problems like fundamentalism, extremism, and the terrorism also in different parts of the world is all because that we don't come together as human beings. We can understand that if we come together as human beings and for the better environment, so this I believe would enable us, like, then making the society, whole society at once change, that we must change like in a smaller way, like what you do today, these interact groups. These interact groups are coming together in little allowing themselves to become the light of the world, or if not salt of the earth. The little groups do the best that they can do in their own way, little way. I hope that one day the whole society would be once again changed and for a better environment.
So, Father, as the last question, gonna ask, Sri Lanka being a multiracial, multinational country, what do you think it can achieve by doing what you said earlier?
Yeah. Now the religions must help the civilians to grow, not that they disrupt, not that they block. The religions will help the people to live peacefully. So you must never like disturb the society. The religions must help for the people to understand each other and to respect their own values, to respect their own religious values, I believe. So this also would help the society for a change. We are very much grateful to God that we are multicultural. Then, like in a monopolizing. Like the multicultural, I remember that one day His Eminence, the Cardinal himself said that we are blessed that we live in a Buddhist environment. With the Buddhist principles, he himself said that we must get ourselves adopted and learn the basic truths of the Lord Buddha, the principles, and that will enable us, all other groups, to coexist, to live together. So this is basic. We are a minority. So this minority will learn the truths about these the religions, and one day become the light of the world, so that the people will, the religions will at last dispel the darkness that prevails within us. Then, like what we say, that we must light a candle, then curse in the darkness. So, because of these religions, the Sri Lanka is Sri Lanka today. If not for religions, we never know where the civilians would end up. Now, for the children, these religious principles, we are privileged with Dham Pasala. Dham Pasala is like the Dham Sarasavya, it's like the university like. And for us, like Dham Pasala is like a little university. So we learn a lot, not only on the religious principles and the truths, we learn how to live and how to interact, how to understand the other people's mind, how to understand the other people's, the way of living like what you said, the cultural, we are all being patterned by different cultures like. So these cultures would enable us, help us for the better understanding. So we are, in a way, we are privileged that we are multicultural. Must never think in terms that this will disturb us. Rather, we must think in a way that it will help us for a better the growth of the civilian, so that civilians would live peacefully, harmoniously. Otherwise, when the little groups come up and come to the surface and make unnecessary the conflicts like, so whole the beautiful picture that we had, all the years and years, past years and years of coming together and living together and helping each other. So this will get them out of the society if these little things come to the surface. But basically, I believe that religion must be like forceful, like a force or a source or a power and a helping hand for each and every one of us to live together as good citizens and respectful, understanding and forgiving and forgetting. We have time to time we have had conflict, so we must have reconciliation too. The reconciliation process will enable us once again to come back to the track. So the reconciliation, the national reconciliation must begin, and the national reconciliation will surely help us once again to get rid of what we don't want and to adapt ourselves to what is necessary at present.
So we have come to the end. I should say thank you, Father. It was an honor having you.
Yeah, thank you very much, and for the boys of Thurston and other the colleges and the girls' schools you said, but I forget. So I congratulate them also. This is the way that the school groups must interact. So this is where that we can start with the colleges and the schools. So this is the like the grounds where that one day the country will enjoy the prosperity, peace and love among us.